Hello out there. Hopefully folks are out there and you can hear me. This is Paul Travis with the Flathead Land Trust. It's a little after 6 o'clock and we're gonna get our Raise the Sky for Conservation virtual event started. So thanks for joining us. This is our first time ever doing a virtual event, so bear with us if we have a couple slight hiccups or technical difficulties. But we're going to make this as memorable and enjoyable of an experience as possible. Make sure to grab yourself a nice cold or warm beverage and some snacks and sit back and enjoy this program that we have for you here tonight. It's about 45 to 50 minutes long. We have some special guests. We have live music all the way from New York City. We have beautiful pictures and some amazing conservation that we look forward to sharing with you tonight. So thank you. I think even in these challenging circumstances right now, in this time of COVID, it's so appropriate for us to get together, even if it's only through a computer screen, to celebrate what this place, the Flathead, means to us and why we need to continue to work together as partners to conserve our spectacular land and water legacy. Plus, we have a lot to celebrate, especially this year. Just this last week, the Great American Outdoors Act was signed into law. You've probably heard about it, but it's just in case you haven't, it fully funds the Land and Water Conservation Fund, LWCF, at full funding permanently for up to $900 million a year. This is really, truly one of the most significant conservation funding packages to be passed in a generation, and it will make much more conservation possible. We couldn't be more excited about it. So that's the first thing to celebrate. Closer to home, here in the Flathead, we, Flathead Land Trust, are celebrating our 35th year as your local community land trust. And we have more conservation projects in process than we have ever had before. This is good news. It shows just how important our scenic open spaces, our wild places, and enjoyment of nature is to all of us. It just shows that these places are vital to our well-being, our sustenance, and our quality of life here in the Flathead. Tonight, with our virtual event, we want to inform, celebrate, and spur you to action. Our Raise the Sky for Conservation virtual paddle race began earlier this week on Monday, and we've already raised over $2,300. We want to raise a lot more tonight, and we have set a goal of $15,000 to raise with the paddle raise through tomorrow, through Friday night. So we hope you'll help us to make more conservation possible by donating tonight. Here it is, where you need to donate. We also have it on our website and other places, but I'm going to hold this up here for a while to make sure that you know. And every time that I come on, I'm going to keep holding this up. So moving on, I'm going to give you a little history of our organization and why conserving open spaces and wild places is so important. Back in 1985, when a group of community members started the Flathead Land Trust, the Flathead Valley was really starting to change, but it was a much different place. Flathead County only had a population of a little over 57,000 people. Land prices were affordable back then, farms were more common, and scenic open space was plentiful. Still, Flathead Valley residents became concerned about how growth and development was beginning to impact the things that have always made the Flathead such an amazing place. Fast forward to today, the Flathead has a population of over 100,000, and it's the second fastest growing county in Montana. Development is happening at such a quick pace that parts of the valley that were quite rural about 15 years ago have become suburban sprawl. A recent study showed from 2000 to 2010, Flathead County had 37.7% of its open space converted to residential development. The study concluded that development on larger lots in more rural areas of the Flathead Valley is quickly changing our culture, our economy, and the natural resources, and poses challenges to our wildlife, our water quality, and our heritage of wide open spaces. For the past 35 years, Flathead Land Trust has served this community to protect our land and water resources that are paramount to our tourism industry and economic health, our clean water, world-class hunting and fishing, recreational opportunities, agricultural heritage, and high quality of life. We are a community-based and locally focused land trust in the Flathead region that provides the needed balance to rapid development and loss of our prime habitat and natural amenities. Just as our conservation easements are perpetual and offer some of the strongest habitat in open space protections available, our work and our organization is here for the long term. As long as development continues and some of our most prized natural places risk disappearing, our conservation work will always be needed. Over the last 35 years, over 15,000 acres of some of the most important and needed land and wildlife habitat has been conserved throughout Northwest Montana. By partnering with agencies, landowners, and the people of Northwestern Montana, we have been able to implement effective land conservation strategies for places that deserve to be protected and enjoyed for many generations to come. And with your help, we can continue to do this important work. So thank you all. I wanted to now next introduce our board president, Mr. Bill Corwin, who's gonna say a couple words here. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, thanks very much, Paul. And welcome everyone to our virtual celebration and fundraising event. We had a live event all planned, but of course that got COVID canceled. I hope you're all doing well out there. I'd like to thank our corporate sponsors for this event. They are Glacier Bank, Fund Beverage, Freedom Bank, and Parkside Credit Union. But also, very importantly, I'd like to thank all of you out there, our members and our friends. For without you, none of this would be possible. So thank you. People ask me, or Paul asked me to say a little bit, well, why is it important to volunteer to Flathead Land Trust? And what do I get from it? And that's a very easy answer for me, because like so many of you, I enjoy the outdoors and the beauty of the Flathead Valley. And I want to do what I can to contribute to preserving that beauty so that generations can enjoy it in the future and enjoy the water and the land as much as I have with my family. That's why I volunteer my time at Flathead Land Trust. So consider volunteering your time also. I'd also like to mention that we have a very special challenge for you tonight. Glacier Bank and Fund Beverage have each pledged $1,000 if we can match it with your contributions by the end of today. So get in there and get online to that site that Paul put up earlier and make your contribution so we can match the $2,000 donated by Glacier Bank and Fund Beverage. Thank you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you Molly Murphy, who will be performing an original song of hers entitled Estuary. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Hi, everyone. I'm Molly Murphy. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm based in New York City, but my home is in Virginia in the Blue Ridge. I have family in Montana as well, hence why I'm here tonight. But I'll be playing my song Estuary, and it's really about sort of from the perspective of land as it changes over time. A lot of my songs, you'll hear another one later, are about sort of nature and the land and its value and how we're connected to it. So I hope you enjoy. I'm an estuary, pretty but inconsequential, ordinary, singing like a blue canary, with my river spreading wild for miles and miles and miles around. So here I am abiding my time, waiting for the sun to rise, disguise myself as the moon. Daylight always comes too soon. Soon I'll have to face my fears again. And the mouth of my river was calling, but the tides are not ones for stalling. All these brackish tears that I can't seem to shed, and 100 years are swimming through my head. Think of all the things I've seen. The ice is turning into green. Lovers come and lovers go. The good ones melt like falling snow. Some will come, stay till summer's end. Once I was a desert plain, my skin made golden by the day. The tides do rise and seasons change. The whole world starts to rearrange. I learned just what it means to be submerged. The mouth of my river was calling, just as the rain started falling. The currents are turning in my head, and my song is sung throughout the watershed. Thank you. And now I'm going to pass things back to Paul for a bit.
Thank you, Molly. That was awesome. Thank you so much. That was amazing. So I am going to introduce one of our land protection specialists, Laura Katzman, who's going to make a big announcement tonight. We've been really excited about this. So I don't want to steal any of her thunder, but this has been a long time in coming for this project. So I'm going to just hand it over to her, and she's going to talk about the project and show you some slides, and then we're going to show a video. So I'm going to go ahead and mute and hand it over to Laura Katzman.
I'm excited to introduce to you tonight a new conservation project we've been hoping would become a possibility for years. We have a rare opportunity to protect 800 acres of exceptional, strategically located habitat for wildlife that's also important for water quality in the Flathead River and Flathead Lake, and would create a new public recreation area just east of Columbia Falls. I'm going to share with you some pictures to help explain this project a little bit better. The project is located at a focal point of landscape connectivity just downstream of Bad Rock Canyon, which is a geographical pinch point in between the Swan and Whitefish mountain ranges, where the Flathead River flows through a narrow gorge. This project is adjacent to millions of acres of public lands, including Glacier National Park, the Bob Marshall Wilderness, and Forest Service. It borders the Flathead River and contains healthy riparian forests, including large cottonwoods, wetlands, and a warm spring creek. Wildlife need this refuge of moist, productive habitat as they struggle to adapt to a warmer, drier climate. The project also ensures larger landscapes stay connected for migratory birds. The project has wetlands and a warm spring creek that is critical when other areas are ice covered, especially with the variable conditions we have seen recently during peak migration in spring. This awesome land is owned by the Columbia Falls Aluminum Company, or CFAC. It's located south of the Flathead River and does not include the former aluminum plant site. It also is going to add to a network of conserved land along the Flathead River, totaling 12,000 acres, along a 50-mile stretch between Badrock Canyon, basically, and Flathead Lake. Flathead Land Trust and its partners in the Flathead River to Lake Initiative have been working to conserve this vital area for the past 20 years. The Badrock Canyon Conservation Project is the most upstream priority of the group and would be a gem to add to the conservation network. So we're very excited about this project. And we have a video to share with you next for you to enjoy some drone footage of this magnificent project land.
Where the Flathead River winds its way into the Flathead Valley just east of Columbia Falls, there is a special property that deserves to be conserved for future generations. Located at a focal point of landscape connectivity at the mouth of Badrock Canyon, a geographic pinch point where the Flathead River flows through a narrow canyon between two mountain ranges just downstream of Glacier National Park, this property contains 800 acres of exceptionally diverse and ecologically healthy wildlife habitat. Because of its geographic location and intact diverse habitat, it offers wildlife a vital piece of undeveloped land with one of the largest blocks of privately owned riparian habitat that is left along the main stem of the Flathead River. The land borders 1.6 miles of the Flathead River. Its open lowlands provide a natural bridge for a large diversity of wildlife, including grizzly and black bears, mountain lions, elk, and other wide-ranging species that move north and south between the Whitefish and Swan Mountain ranges, as well as east and west along the Flathead River corridor. It's a unique piece of land in a critical geographic position that hardly exists elsewhere in the Flathead Valley. We now have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to permanently protect this incredible place, as well as secure public access near the growing community of Columbia Falls. Flathead Land Trust is excited to be partnering with Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks on the Badrock Canyon Conservation Project, as we work to purchase and conserve it as a proposed wildlife management area. But we need your help to make it happen. The Badrock Canyon Conservation Project will promote the aquatic biodiversity and protect the healthy function and excellent water quality of the Flathead River. The Flathead River drains 6 million acres, including Glacier National Park, and flows into Flathead Lake, one of the cleanest large lakes in the world. This intact, connected aquatic ecosystem still contains a migratory population of bull trout that migrate up to 150 miles from Flathead Lake to spawning areas as far away as Canada. The property contains over 80 acres of high-quality wetland, as well as a mile of warm spring creek, which provides important bird habitat in winter and spring when other areas are still ice-covered. Bald eagles and osprey hunt along the river and creeks, along with peregrine falcons that nest in Badrock Canyon. In addition, the property holds a healthy and diverse forest, including a cottonwood gallery forest, which is rare in northwestern Montana, especially along the dam-influenced Flathead River. Cottonwood forests are in decline, yet provide habitat for more than half the bird species in Montana. The project will also create public access and recreational opportunities, as the land will be owned by Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks in the future. If we are successful in raising the necessary funding, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks will seek public input on the types of public access opportunities that will be available on the property, such as a trail for hikers and bikers and bird watchers, and a continuation of the unique youth and disabled hunting opportunities for deer and elk each fall. The area is highly threatened as growth in the area and in the Flathead Valley is booming. The property is considered to be highly developable as it has gently rolling terrain, waterfront, stunning views, and a remote feel only minutes from town. Conservation of this block of land is critical in order to protect its biodiversity, ecosystem resilience, and conserve an important part of our Flathead Valley outdoor heritage. The landowner, Columbia Falls Aluminum Company, has given Flathead Land Trust and Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks 2 years to obtain the funding necessary to purchase the property. We have already obtained $5.3 million in grants, but need to raise matching funds necessary to receive those grants within a short time frame. Time is of the essence, and we are asking for your help to ensure we can capitalize on this phenomenal conservation opportunity. Okay, I'm going to hand it back to Laura. She's going to say a couple more words here about the project.
Thanks, Paul. So Flathead Land Trust and Fish, Wildlife, and Parks are working together to conserve this amazing property portrayed in the video. And we have good news to report. An important first step was completed today through the Fish, Wildlife, and Parks process in getting this valuable land protected. The Montana Fish and Wildlife Commission endorsed the project for the proposal for Fish, Wildlife, and Parks to pursue purchasing and managing this land as a wildlife management area in the future. So that's very exciting. I'm excited we were able to share the news with you first. The next thing we need to do is get the funding that's needed for the project. We need to raise an additional $500,000 in non-federal match to make this project a success. We've raised a lot of the funding necessary, but that $500,000 needs to be raised in the next year. And we need your help to make this happen. You can donate specifically to this project on our website, or you can mail donations directly to Flathead Land Trust. You've helped us in the past complete important conservation projects, and we're counting on you to help us complete this one and have another conservation success. So back to you, Paul.
Awesome, thanks, Laura. We are so excited, and now that we have Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Commission approval greenlighting this project, we couldn't be happier. That, as Laura said, that just happened a couple hours ago today, so extremely excited. I'm gonna put up the donation link again, and I can't really show my face, so I'm gonna fill the whole screen with this so that you know where to donate on Octria. This is for a Raise the Sky paddle raise. Again, we're trying to raise money tonight for our conservation programs and for projects like this one in the future. And Laura said, also, if you want to donate specifically to this project, you sure can by going to our website. We'll have a page set up by tomorrow where you can go specifically to donate to the Badrock Canyon Conservation Project. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that down, and if you didn't get it yet, I will put it back up again later in the night. But there's another project I wanted to talk to you about first, which we also have another video that we just premiered earlier today. It's the Summers Beach project. So a lot of you I know already know about Summers Beach. A lot of you have much more experience on Summers Beach than probably any of us do. It's certainly been a place that's been enjoyed by families and by recreators for many generations. It's amazing to hear all the family stories of kids growing up on this beach down on Flathead Lake, and just what quality memories have been made at this place over the years. So we are just thrilled to be working with the Slider family, the landowners of the property, and with Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks again to hopefully conserve this property and have it become a Montana State Park. So I think it would be incredible to get there. We've already gone a long ways, and we've heard from the community and received a lot of feedback this past spring. We solicited feedback and had over 250 comments, overwhelmingly positive, which helped the Fish, Wildlife and Parks, the Parks and Recreation board decide to move the project forward for Fish, Wildlife and Parks to consider this a state park. So we couldn't be more excited. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to play the video here. Again, bear with me while I get it set up. But I think the video and the pictures speak for themselves. And if you know this property, you already know how special it is. So hang on. Over the past decade, the Flathead Land Trust has been working with the Slider family to conserve and create public access on their property just east of Somers, which encompasses almost half a mile of Flathead Lake shoreline called Somers Beach. This rare property has an expansive sandy beach at low lake levels, and at higher lake levels, its shallow waters provide a safe area for families to swim and recreate. It also has amazing beauty with unobstructed views of the Swan Mountains, and it connects to miles of undeveloped shoreline. A state park has been proposed for this spectacular site, and recently the Montana State Park and Recreation Board voted to have Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks complete its due diligence and further consider the site as a state park. Properties like this are extremely rare along Flathead Lake. We are so excited by the opportunity to conserve this vital piece of land and preserve our Montana outdoor heritage on what is considered the crown jewel of the Crown of the Continent ecosystem. New public access on Flathead Lake is needed as current access sites are overwhelmingly popular. Even though it is the largest natural freshwater lake west of the Mississippi River, over 200 square miles in size, there are currently only 13 public access sites along Flathead Lake's 185 miles of shoreline. The existing fishing access site on the west side of Somers is popular but overcrowded, especially in the summer months. If Somers Beach becomes a state park, it would add significant public access to Flathead Lake. As a state park, Somers Beach would spread out the use and provide a much safer swimming area away from the highway and boat and car traffic congestion. It would also protect almost half a mile of the shoreline of Flathead Lake, 60 acres of wetland, 69 acres of 100-year floodplain, and relatively natural habitat for fish and wildlife. Many people already know about it and enjoy its open space, beauty, and the simple outdoor recreation it provides. If we work together, we can ensure it continues to be available for swimming, kayaking, bird watching, and picnicking, and will be protected for the birds and the water quality of Flathead Lake. Details for how a future park could look or be operated have not yet been proposed by Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. There will be additional requests for public input to consider the details of the proposed state park. But we need your help now to show how committed this community is to making Somers Beach a state park. Flathead Land Trust, in partnership with the state, is committed to providing funding to help make a state park a reality for Somers Beach. We hope you'll help us with this exciting opportunity. Okay, well, thank you. That something happened here. So can everyone hear me still? Thumbs up? Okay. Technical difficulties always, but we just put that video together as well just recently, so that is only a day old as we speak. So we're very happy to be able to show you that and have the drone footage of Somers Beach, as well as be working on this project. So there's going to be more information coming out very soon about the Somers Beach project. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks will be introducing an environmental analysis probably by tomorrow, if it hasn't happened already today. And there will be a chance for the public to comment on that. We'll make it available on our website. so that you can link to it and read it and make those comments as well. So stay tuned for lots more information on that project, but we're very excited. With that, I'm going to move on to some more live music. So I'm going to have Molly come back on. She's going to play another one of her original songs called Young, and I'm just going to have her take it away. So go ahead, Molly.
Great, thank you, Paul. Yeah, so again, this song is called Young. It's another original song that I wrote a few years ago now. And as you all know very well, Flathead Land Trust is about conserving our legacy. And so that kind of is very fitting for this song because it's all about, you know, wanting to leave a good legacy behind for your family and just for yourself and future generations. So. When I was young, like I am now. When I was young, as I am young, not for much longer. I think about my father's daughters, how his patience made them stronger. As I am young, though still I am. When I was young, with quiet hands. When I am old, far down the line, I will be grateful for my mother's eyes, just like the river, deep and kind. When I am gone, I hope I leave the rivers full and your heart clean. A rising sun on the evergreens. All right, thank you so much again. And passing it back over to Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. That was beautiful. Thanks so much. And thanks to all of you guys. We're about to wrap up our program, and we're gonna just talk a little bit about fundraising again. I'm gonna show you this. So hopefully you can go online, and we'll also show this on our Facebook page and our website too, so you can go donate afterwards. We're running our Raise paddle raise until tomorrow night, Friday night. And again, our goal is $15,000. We still have a little ways to go, so appreciate any support that you can give. And again, it will go to fund our conservation program and all the wonderful projects and similar projects to what you saw tonight. So thank you. And with that, I just wanted to take one of my favorite beverages, open it up, and salute you guys, because it's because of you, our supporters, our partners, people that care about conservation and this place, Northwest Montana, is the reason why we're able to do this work. We couldn't do it without you. So we really have to say cheers to you. It's really because of you that we can conserve and save these places that we cherish for future generations here in Northwest Montana. So with that, cheers. Okay.
Cheers.
I think we're going to sign off. Thank you all. Again, just a reminder, we recorded this, so it'll be available on our website, on our Facebook page, various platforms that you can view it later. Make sure to share it with your friends, your neighbors, your family, everyone that you think would enjoy it, and also who would appreciate some of the conservation work we're doing and might want to support that as well. So thank you. Cheers. Raise the sky for conservation.